What is up, YouTube? So, I'm sitting up here, Osceola, Indiana, or Iowa. Yeah, one of them. One of them states starts with an I. It's about 20 degrees outside, so I'm sitting in the truck, like always. Nothing to do, trying to stay warm. Got the bunk heater going. It's actually not too bad in the truck right now. Got me a shower. So, I think I'm just going to hang out for the night. But I figured it was time for a 6-month AAR, or After Action Review, for those of you who don't speak Army. I don't know what the term is in the other branches, but we're just going to go with AAR. So, 6 months in the seat. Go ahead and get a little recap here. So I went to the Troops Transportation Program, Fort Hood, Texas, which initially I had mixed feelings about the program. I thought that some of the things they could have done better, and some of the things they could have done a lot worse. And one of the things I thought they could have done better was the classroom portion. You know, they could have taught people about trucking instead of just making sure they get their truck or their CDL. And that's basically what school boiled down to me was they didn't teach you how to be a trucker. They taught you how to pass your commercial driver's license test. So the learning curve was steep. I did not go to a mega carrier with a trailer, with a trainer, like a lot of people do. I jumped to a company that generally hires people with experience, and I went straight to a seat in a truck by myself. And after a 2-day orientation, I was running down the road, took my first load to Massachusetts, upper New England, and I learned a lot of stuff. So I'm kind of going to give you a quick rundown of some of the things that I learned that they're not going to tell you in school unless you're just having a casual conversation with one of the instructors. First thing is, truck stop coffee sucks. But it's coffee. And bad coffee is still better than no coffee. Alright, so some of these companies give you all these companies are going to give you some sort of fleet card. Basically, a little credit card you use to pump gas. Now, some companies run a fuel solution, so you might be stopping at a different truck stop, whoever's got the best fuel prices and the best fuel discount for your company, and so it pays to have multiple rewards cards. What do rewards cards get you? Generally a free shower and a free drink and points per gallon. Points per gallon generally equates to about 1 cent, or 1 point equals 1 cent. So as you build up enough points, you can use the points to redeem stuff inside the store. Now, if you got a company that uses 1 or 2 truck stops exclusively, you can build these points up pretty quick. And I know guys who bought GPSs, I know guys that have bought CBs, and basically the sky's the limit, because if you're only using one company to get gas and you're getting or get your diesel, and you're getting diesel every 2 days, then you're gonna pump, or you're gonna build points quick, and you're also gonna obtain what some companies call shower power, or unlimited showers for a month. So 50 one way, half dozen the other. My company uses a fuel solution, so I fuel up somewhere different every day, and I'm lucky if, I don't think I've got more than 2,500 points on any of my cards. I think I've redeemed points for a parking spot one time, and I've never had shower power. Usually I have to go hunting for a shower. Sometimes I have to pay for it. So, food for thought when selecting a company, or at least planning. Another thing when it comes to truck stops, I always budget myself about $150 a week expense account. Not always, or you don't always use it unless you want to eat out or whatever. I don't eat out, I eat on the truck. But that expense account will come in handy for simple things like you can't find a shower. You know, you can go nasty, or you can pay anywhere from $10 to $12. I think the most I've ever paid is $15 for a shower, and it's worth every penny when you're living in a truck. Also, sometimes depending on whether you're running flatbed or reefer, box van or whatever, you're going to have middle of the night deliveries. Now, if you got a middle of the night delivery in Houston, Texas, you're not going to get a parking spot after you get delivered unless you pay for it. And sometimes you're not even going to get one then. So keep that expense account. It comes in handy when you have to do stuff out of pocket. I had one instance where my transponder for my tolls went out, and I had to pay for a $67 toll on the Ohio Turnpike out of pocket. Now, my company reimbursed me for this. My company actually reimburses me for parking spots. So, it's not really an expense, but you can't pay for something if you don't have no money. And so, make sure when you budget, family comes first, but budget for expenses on the truck. I've had to buy light bulbs. I've had to buy reefer fuel out of pocket because there was no other truck stop close by. And so, just make sure that you budget for the what ifs, even if they're just little what ifs. Even if it's, I want a freaking double Whopper and a large fry once a week, make sure you budget for it. Comes in handy. Let's see what else. The job itself is not too bad. Time management is key. Like right now, I'm parked up. I pick up at 6 o'clock in the morning, 1 mile away. That means that less time spent driving to get to my destination, which means I've got more time on the back end to get to my delivery point. And it saves you in the long run. Old saying in the Army, at least when I came up, I know it's a little bit different now, but if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late. Well, same applies in trucking. Better to be early than late. They'll always, they might not always unload you early, but a lot of places will either reschedule you or charge you if you're late. Lumpers. So, everything pretty much that I've seen in the trucking industry is a racket. There's a racket for everything when it comes to trucking. I'm sure it's like this in other business worlds, but trucking is the only place I've seen where the driver goes and picks something up that somebody else ordered. So somebody's paying you to move this stuff. Well, if you're late, we're going to charge you. But if you're not late, we have lumpers. And what lumpers are people that unload your truck and count the stuff that's on the truck. And the company that you drive for pays the lumpers. So if I order something and I unload it off your truck, you have to pay me. Sounds like a scam, right? Now, some companies will have you, some companies won't hire lumpers. Some companies will have you unload the truck yourself. So make sure you look into that. They get some of these companies like McLean who deliver to gas stations and stuff. You touch every piece of cargo that comes off that truck. I don't touch cargo. I would if they wanted me to. Hell, I've even thought about getting my LLC and starting my own lumper company. And when they want to hire lumpers or have me unload it my damn self and send the bill to my company and pay myself for it. Be a little bit shady, but hey, everything's a racket. Besides that, really it's plot your point, drive from point A to point B, and then point A to point B to point A to point B. Make sure you plan your trip good. Another key thing that I think about and that I do on a regular basis, and once you get running these roads, you'll be able to do it too, unless you just have like severe PTSD and suffer from can't remember shit, is keep track of which truck stops are good, which places will allow you to park, what places have what amenities. Like, I knew as soon as I received this trip this afternoon that I was going to this truck stop right here. I knew exactly where I was going because I picked up at this place here before, and I knew exactly where I was going. But also it comes in handy, like the other night, and talking about paying for parking. The other night I had to deliver to a HEB in Houston, Texas, downtown. 2,300 delivery. Took them 4 hours to unload my truck, so that means that I was leaving the truck stop, or leaving HEB, trying to find a place to park at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, everything in Houston is full, but I've spent enough time in and around Houston that I knew that there's a truck stop that has 150 plus parking spots, that there would not be any more than 20 trucks there. And the reason why is because you have to pay for every parking spot. So that came back to me budgeting my money and learning the area, or keeping in my nugget here different spots that I know are available. So I drove straight to that truck stop, and sure as shit, 150 spots, 22 trucks in the parking lot, cost me $15, and my company reimbursed me for it. Money well spent. And really, it was 25 minutes down the road, where I probably could have wasted an hour to an hour and a half if I just went to the closest truck stop, and then the next closest truck stop, and then the next closest truck stop, looking for an available parking spot, which I probably would have had to pay for anyway, because after freaking 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the only spots that are available in some of these bigger cities are the pay spots anyway. So keep in mind these spots where you can park, places that generally have parking available, and places that may have amenities you're looking for. Like, I know if I need to go grocery shopping, or if I'm running low on groceries, or if I need something, I know that in Atoka, Oklahoma, a route that I run all the time, going up freaking Highway 69, that there is a Walmart right next to the Loves. So you can park at the Loves and walk 200 feet to a Walmart and get your groceries, or if you need toiletries, or anything that you need. Because truck stops, once again, everything's a gimmick. Truck stops are going to pay you for the convenience. And really, it's not paying you for the convenience, it's paying you, or charging you for inconvenience. Because where else can you park your truck? You can't. A lot of Walmarts won't let you just pull into their parking lot. Some will. But a lot of places aren't going to let you pull in 65 feet of truck and trailer just to go in and go shopping. So it pays to know the places where you can go shopping. Because a truck stop, this little pack right here of Oral-B floss toothpicks, 30 floss picks, $3. That same pack with 250 of those things at Walmart, $3. A pack of Tide Pods for the washing machine, an 11 pack will cost you $11 at any TA across America. Anywhere else, it might cost you $4. So learn your routes, learn your the areas that you drive, and store or write down and mark them on your GPS, little nuggets of information. Throw them in your rucksack, because they'll come in handy later. Guess that's really all I got to talk about. 15 minutes of me running my mouth. Like I said before, if you're getting out of the military, thinking about coming into this industry, and you have any questions, hit me up. It doesn't matter if it's questions about troops transportation, questions about trucking, questions about the VA, questions about military benefits, or even just general questions on getting out of the Army and budgeting after you get out of the Army, hit me up. I'm down to help soldiers. I miss soldiers. I don't miss the Army, but I miss soldiers. And I'll catch y'all later. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, attack life. Never apologize.